lying on your back with your legs uncrossed. Your bed, the floor, the sofa, a recliner. Perhaps place one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest so you can feel your body move with whole body breathing. You see, a good way to notice effective breathing is to watch a baby breathe. And when a baby is breathing, you'll notice their whole body is rising and falling. And people speculate that about the time we were 12, we had turned our breath upside down and moved it up into our chest, so instead of our belly rounding when we breathed in, our chest raised. And now we know that the majority of the blood flows at the bottom of the lungs in those lower lobes. So when we bring the breath to the chest, we're missing out on the majority of the blood and the oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange. Certainly maintains life, but just by changing our breath, we give ourselves an amazing gift of health and well-being. If you're sitting in a chair, make your sit bones evenly and firmly planted. Feel them. And then plant your feet evenly and firmly with your knees bent at 90 degrees. Your feet that narrow hip distance apart and your toes facing forward. Now lift your chest and tuck your chin gently back towards your neck. And in that position, release your jaw and your eyelids while maintaining the position. Good. And now draw the breath in through both nostrils. And as you do, allow the belly to round up. And as you breathe out, let your body lengthen and flatten, and your belly button move back towards your spinal column. And breathe that natural breath, gently and easily. This is the breath we're looking to pull into our life, so that when we're going about our daily life, our habit is for the belly to gently round on each breath. We're not going to be doing that 3-part breath on a minute-to-minute basis during the day, but we can pull that round belly in on the inhale so that that belly rounds on the inhale and releases on the exhale. Good. And then we distinguish between the natural breath and the whole body long deep breath. And the long deep breath has 3 parts. So we pull the air in through both nostrils. And as we do, the belly rounds up, and then we keep the belly soft and round and continue pulling the air in, rounding across the back and across the rib cage, continuing to pull into the chest all the way up to the collarbones, rounding up like a barrel, and at the top releasing and letting the breath go and letting it flow out, flowing out either through the nose or the mouth, and let it flow all the way out back down to the bottom, and the body lengthens and flattens, and the belly moves back toward the spinal column. And then breathe in again through both nostrils, filtering, humidifying, warming the air as it enters, pulling it all the way down, continuing to pull, rounding across the rib cage in the back, up to the collarbones in the chest. And at the very top, take in those 3 extra sniffs to fill the residual space. And then exhale out, either through your mouth or your nose, all the way to the bottom. And when you reach the bottom, do the 3 puffs to get rid of the last bit of air. And do it again. Inhale and go all the way to the top. Pull it in with sniffs at the end, 3 sniffs. And then spill it out all the way to the bottom. And then 3 puffs to push out the last bit of air. Good. Just doing 2 cycles of this over time builds your lung capacity. And with winter heading straight at us, that's a good thing to be doing. And now continue breathing long and deep. And let's do some isometric exercises. Bring your hands together. Line them up like you were saying a prayer, with your thumbs resting on your sternum and your elbows out to the side. And then push and resist. Each hand pushes and resists the other. And hold this position. And the tendency is to stop breathing. Don't do that. Breathe in 3 breaths while you push, holding the tension and breathing. It's not really easy to do because we're not used to doing it. We're used to holding our breath when we exert. So train yourself to push and continue to breathe long and deep. And when you've completed 3 breaths, release your hands down. Good. Now bring your hands in front of you at chest level, palms facing one another. Curl your fingers and then hook the 2 hands together right at the center of your chest and the elbows out to the side. And then pull as hard as you can, and then breathe, maintaining the pull and breathing long and deep. And when the 3 breaths are complete, release your hands down. Good. Bring your right hand up to your forehead and place the heel of your palm at the top of your forehead and push and resist with your head and maintaining the tension and the push. Breathe 3 breaths. And when the 3 breaths are complete, release. And let your face go soft and your eyelids release and your jaw release. Good. Now the left hand. Bring the left palm up to the forehead and the heel of the palm against the top of the forehead. And push. Push with the hand and resist with the head. And breathe 3 breaths. Good, and when the 3 breaths are complete, release. And let your face go soft and your jaw release and your eyelids release. Isometric exercises are push and pull exercises. You're tightening and contracting muscles without movement so that it's static. And we've learned through the meta-analysis of 1,000 studies that this is a great way to stabilize, regulate blood pressure. And in their studies, this was the number one exercise to use. So we use it. Good. The past few days we've been doing suspension of the breath. And let's do it again this morning and lengthen the suspension. When you are suspended, you want it to be the effect of nothing. So if you extend and lengthen and you pick up a lot of extra tension and your focus is, oh my God, I have to breathe, then you don't want to go that far. You want to just breathe in and suspend the breath. Nothing. And then when the pressure comes, let the breath go. And for some people that may be a 2 count. For others it can be much longer. See what your body likes. And if you are a person who has a tendency toward high blood pressure, probably best to limit the suspension on the inhale to the 2 count. Everybody's different, and if you want to explore, but be aware that you might want to limit the amount of suspension if you have high blood pressure. And then on the exhale, and you exhale all the way out, and at the bottom, nothing. And extend it. At the bottom, after the exhale, this is the place where the blood pressure is likely to go lower. And again, if you're a person who struggles with low blood pressure, maybe limit yourself to a 2 count here. Otherwise, extend out until you get to the point where the major thought is, oh my God, I have to breathe. The idea is that you want to be at that point of nothing, that point of 0. So if you go too far and struggle too hard, you're definitely not at nothing. So check it out, see how it works for you, and know that if you do this as a practice, those times of suspension will grow and be more comfortable for longer periods of time. So good. Now let's breathe it. Breathing in through both nostrils, filling all the way to the top, and then lightly and gently suspending. Bring your attention to the upper ribs and lift the upper ribs slightly and fix them in place, and relax your shoulders, your throat, and your face, and pull your chin in, still and calm. And then release the breath out. Release it out all the way to the bottom. And now lift your lower chest and your diaphragm and let the upper ribs relax and compress. Don't bend your spine when you try to exhale completely. That will interrupt the action of the diaphragm. Pull your chin in and become still and calm. And then when the need to inhale becomes your focus, breathe in and do the process again. Inhaling, suspending, nothing. Quiet, still, calm. And then exhale all the way out to the bottom. And at the bottom, suspend lightly, releasing the tension in the shoulders and throat and the face. Don't bend your spine. Keep it straight, still and calm. And when you need, inhale again and continue the process, enjoying the effects of suspending the breath. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Have a great day.